Hey guys, this is Connor with Conquest HP. I just want to talk quickly about what my response to a really acute but not severe injury, such as like maybe a training-based injury, that kind of thing, would be for most people. A lot of the time, you can just tweak a muscle by working it too hard, maybe, or working a different range of motion than you're accustomed to, or a different technique than you're accustomed to. And universally, people that aren't well versed in therapy tend to respond very poorly to this. So a good common example of this is someone that trains their delts. They're doing a lot of overhead press. Shoulders are really sore the next day, and the first thing that they do is that traditional kind of delt stretch where you're dragging the arm across the body, and you can see them wincing as they do it, and all they're doing is just kind of cranking that range of motion, and it feels kind of like good because they're masochistic, and you just like to feel the stretch, and when there's pain there, it seems to give you feedback that you're hitting the right thing. But that's just a terrible way to go about addressing that problem. So for the same problem, if you have delts that are painful, the delts are the outside of the shoulder joint, the cap of the shoulder, then what you want to do is kind of reestablish some kind of muscle activation and just a basic standing posture first. So if I'm just sitting here, can I just actively contract that muscle without pain? Great, I can. So if I can do that, then I'm going to start working some light range of motion. So you might find that right off the bat, you can get that arm up to about 45 degrees abduction, something like that, but going up to 90 hurts. That means don't go up to 90. If you can get to 45 degrees and there's no pain, just do a set out to 45 degrees, zero pain for maybe 15 or 20 reps. That shouldn't fatigue you. It shouldn't hurt you. You should be able to do it a few times and hopefully drive some blood flow to the area. It allows you to expand that range of motion very slightly. And hopefully by the end of the day, if you've done a few sets of that, you can get up closer to 90 degrees. But we're not going to go to the point where we're inducing pain, because if we're inducing pain, it's just gonna reinforce that tissue tension and just kind of make you more sensitive to more pain, which is obviously going to defeat the purpose of the stretch in the first place. So you can also do kind of like that delt shoulder stretch where you're going across the body to get that delt stretch, but again, not pain. If that means that you're only stretching a little bit, my arm is just kind of barely coming across my body, that's okay. Just work with what you have, really reestablish that range of motion, make sure that you can breathe fully and deeply in all the positions that you're working with and range of motions you're working with, and go from there. And that basic movement is going to be your best friend for recovering from whatever you've done, and building that range of motion back means that eventually you're going to get back to your normal range of motion, and then we can talk about loading that movement again or getting a different movement into the mix. But you shouldn't just be cranking on it with a really hard, deep stretch so that you have to wince. You shouldn't have to really dig into it with like a lacrosse ball or roller and make it really even more painful right away. I would go with these pain-free techniques first and then go from there. And always prioritize your breathing and your core activation while you do it.